Today I'm talking about some surprising data regarding retirement expectations versus reality. I own a wealth management practice and teach personal finance at a Big Ten university. So the things I'll talk about today, I implement with real people. Much of this information is compiled from an article with adjoining research, the link of which I will post in the description below. The first reality, you'll retire earlier than you think. Most people think that they will retire later than they actually do. Based on Gallup polling, the median expected retirement age is 65, but the actual time most people retire is age 62. Additionally, as this chart is showing, these figures have been increasing over time. Well, why is this the case? So, of those people who are polled, they could select different reasons for why they retired, and you can select, I think, up to three. 44% of those said that they retired early because they could afford to do so. Great. But over 66% of respondents said that there were reasons outside of their control for why they retired, such as company downsizing or health reasons. So, despite knowing that retiring later may be the best for your long term financial plan, you should be prepared that your hand may be forced and retiring early may be in your future. Therefore, plan accordingly. The second reality, retirement will be more sudden than you think. About half of workers expect some sort of gradual retirement, where they reduce hours and transition from full time to part time to fully retiring. The data, though, it says that 73% of retirees report a sudden stop in working. From the earlier point that I made, this is probably due to the many factors that are outside of a worker's control. If your job ceases to exist at your employer because of a merger, well, you're likely much more challenged to find a similar job elsewhere with part time hours. Usually, those part time jobs are filled with those who have been there for a long time and they know everyone and they know how the systems work. So it makes sense for the company to have someone work part time. But if you have to find a new job, doing a part time, high skilled job is going to be more challenging. The third reality is that very few retirees actually work during retirement. The data in this chart is quite interesting. The survey asked people if they expected to be working in retirement, then tracked those who, when they got to retirement, did they actually work or not? So to summarize this, 75% of the respondents said that they expected to work some in retirement in some capacity, from full time, part time, seasonality, but only 30% actually did. The respondents to the survey, again, like I said, they could select a few reasons as to why they were working. Of those who did work in some capacity in retirement, 89% said a reason was to stay active and involved. Makes sense. 88% said that they enjoyed working. Makes sense. And 73% said it was partially to make money to buy extra things. I would say, even more surprisingly, only 40% of retirees said it was to make ends meet. So, what can you do with this data? What I would tell a client who says that they are going to work until they're 70 and then do part time work thereafter and they think that they'll never retire, I'd probably say, all right, we can plan on that, but we should have a plan B in case this client, like most people, retires early. I will end with some good news. Gallup also found that 80% of those surveyed retirees were living comfortably when only about half expected that they would before they retired. I want you to be in that 80%. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in. If you learned anything, please like and subscribe. If you'd like to work with our firm, see the link in the description below. Godspeed and happy planning.